Julian, have you got a joke for this evening?
Well, I have, and I don't know, Sif. I must apologise for this in advance. I don't know whether Mike's told you that the general format of this is I ruin the mood of the evening by telling an absolutely rubbish joke.
Oh, hang on a minute. That's a revelation. Let's go back to that, listeners. Did you notice that Julian admitted his jokes were not as good as they could be?
Well, of course
Carry on, Julian. Don't be so hard on yourself. I've had messages saying that your joke the other night was very good.
I know. Thank you. I sent that message.
Oh, right.
I always try and tie the joke in with the guest, and it's a bit difficult because I did a joke about Thor a couple of seasons ago, so I didn't have another joke about Thor.
But you don't have a joke about Odin.
I couldn't think of a joke about Odin other than the obvious ones about his eye, but I did find out that Iceland has a huge number of golf courses, and apparently people come from all over the world to use the Icelandic golf courses. Now, I'm not a golfer, and I'm a bit along the lines of Oscar Wilde in that I see golf as a good walk ruined. So I have absolutely no concerns about deriding golf. I'm not going to, though, in this joke. This is just the story of the chap who was a really good golfer, and he'd play occasional games with people at the drop of a hat. So someone would say, "Look, I'm short of a partner tomorrow. Could you make it?" And he'd say, "Yeah, I'll come along. What time do you want to start?" 8:30. 8:30. Okay, it might be a bit late, but I'll pop along 8:30, right? And he'd turn up at 8:30, and he'd play the best game right-handed ever. Absolutely amazing. And he'd beat the opponent hands down. And then, a few days later, someone would say, could you play a game with me tomorrow? My partner's let me down. Yeah, well, 8:30? Yeah, I might be a bit late. 8:30, I might be a bit late. I'll turn up when I can. At 8:30 on the dot, he's there, and he plays this amazing game left-handed, beats some hands down. And this goes on. Some days he's playing left-handed, some days he's playing right-handed. Every day he says, I might be a bit late, but he's always there on time. And word of this gets around, and one of his friends says to him, what's this all about? You play left-handed, you play right-handed, you're brilliant both ways. And you go on about this, I might be late, and you turn up on time. He says, why is that? He says, well, I'll tell you why. He says, I see every morning how my wife is lying in bed. And if she's lying on her left side, I'll play left-handed that day. If she's lying on her right side, I'll play right-handed that day. And I said, well, what happens if she's lying on her back? He said, well, then I might be a bit late, mightn't I?
Oh, Julian. And so you don't know the joke about how do you spell Odin? With one eye.
I could do an abbreviated poem about Thor along the lines of the joke I told a few seasons back, which is, the god of war rode out one day upon a snow-white filly. I'm Thor, he cried. His horse replied, you forgot your saddle, filly.
So there you go. There's two.
You also tell like veterinary jokes on this, like animal jokes. I have a joke.
Yes.
Go on, then. Go on.
I don't know, like maybe you've heard it before, but let's try it. Like if you've heard it before or it's been told before, you can just cut it.
We wait.
Go for it.
All right. So there was this vet, and he was doing after hours emergency calls. And a man came rushing in through the door with his dog in his arms, and put the dog on the table and said, like, oh my God, you have to help me. Like my dog was hit by a car. And the vet looked at the dog and like took it out the stethoscope, did like a thorough clinical exam. And then he said, I'm really sorry, sir, but I have to tell you that your dog has died. He's no longer with us. And the man was very distraught, and he was like, no, I can't believe it. I don't believe it. Like, I want a second opinion. Of course, sir. I can. I will go and call my colleague, and we'll give you a second opinion. And then he opened the door and he went out back, and then he came back with this big dog. And the dog sniffed around, and then he sat down and barked and said, "Woof." Yes, I'm really sorry, sir, but my colleague agrees with my diagnosis. I'm very sorry, but your dog has died. No, it can't be true. This is just a dog. Like, he doesn't know anything. Like, I want another opinion. I want the third opinion. All right, this is the last one, but I can get you a third opinion. It's no problem. Of course, sir, whatever you want. And so he took out the dog, and then he came back with a cat. So the cat sniffed around a little bit, like, and then he sat down on the table and said, meow. And the vet said, like, I'm really, really sorry, but my other colleague also agrees that unfortunately your dog has died. So there's nothing more we can do for him. I'm very sorry for your loss. And the man said, oh, all right then. It must be true then, since the three of you agree. It must be true then. So how much do I owe you? Yeah, that'll be 550 pounds. 550? You said 50 for the emergency exam. Yeah, but that was before the lab results and the CAT scan.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Do you know, it's something somewhat remarkable to have a true polyglot on the show, and it really takes something to tell a joke in a foreign language.
Mm.
That's when you know that you're fluent.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, so I can tell jokes in Danish too, but I don't know how many Danish viewers we have.